Hi, my name is Kai Jacobson, and I'm here to share about the velaqua water system. I absolutely love this system because it uses no electricity, and it's so easy to use. It's a basic system. There's basically three parts to the filtration. The first one is this ceramic disc that the water has to go through. It takes about an hour to make 1 gallon of water, and it takes all the microflora and the bacteria out of the water. The second part of the filter is it goes through a cartridge that hangs down in there, and the cartridge looks like this, and it's full of all our goodies. It's got charcoal in it, it's got zeolite for taking out the chemicals, and then it has the special proprietary mix for making it alkaline and ionized. And the last part of the unit now, we have a special booster ring, and it's this ring. You can hear it shaking a little bit, and it's full of rare minerals that actually, while it's sitting in the bottom of the tank here, it keeps the water very alkaline and the negative ORP present, so it lasts for many, many days. It's a wonderful booster kit. But the unit, which I have here, this is a basic unit, doesn't have the booster kit, and it still produces good water, which we'll show you today. But the full kit, with all three parts, with the booster, gives the most purple, most alkaline ionized water that you can have. So that being said, the first thing, I've got a number of tests that I'd like to share with you. What I love about this unit is that it produces some of the best water I've ever tasted. It's very simple. I have been in the water industry for over 35 years, and I started with these very small canisters that you'd put on your top of your sink on the counter that would take the chlorine out of the water. And over the years, it's evolved, the water industry, and I was marketing electric ionizers for about 8 years. And I've sold a lot of electric ionizers, and they're wonderful, but what's special about this is it's very, very reasonably priced. The price of this unit is actually less than the sales tax on many of the units out there. Some of them cost as much as $4,000 for the electric ionizers. Now, this doesn't make the exact same water, but it's an incredible close approximation, and it's for just pennies on the dollar, the cost. So it's a fabulous value. And I love the taste of this water. So the first thing I want to show you is exactly what this unit does to the water. I'm going to show by taking a little water directly from the unit itself. We're going to take a little bit from the full unit, which is with the booster kit in it. And here's some water from there. And I'm going to take some water from our basic unit, which has no booster kit in it. And that's that ring that I showed you. We have that here. And then I've already poured all these bottled waters. This is tap water. So I'm going to take these drops, which will show the pH. And before I put that in, I'll show you there's basically a chart that goes through the pH. And it's a scale from 1 to 14. And when you get up to about 10 to 9.5, that's a very good alkaline water that's purple. And lower down, you have very acidic water, which is a lot of the RO water you'll see here, and sodas are more down this, 4.5. What's really important to know is that each step is very significant. It's 10 times more than the other. So I'll show you first the colors. I'm going to put the agent in, and it will turn the water different colors. We're starting with tap water here. Now we're going through spring waters here. You can see the names of some of these companies. And I'm putting drops in. Some of them are just RO, reverse osmosis water, that are cleaned. They're tap water that have been processed. And this is soda. And you can see the different colors right away. Now, we'll take a look at our basic unit without the booster kit in it. And this is our full system with the booster kit and how purple it is. This is blue and this is purple. This is about an 8.5, 8.0. This is 9.5 to 10, even sometimes 10.5, very alkaline water. So each step is 10 times more than the last one. So when you start with a water that's like this, which is about a 3, if you can see on this chart again, that's the orange, which I guess on this chart's 4.5, but there's variance in that. Let's just say it's a 4, and you go to 5, which is about this color here, that's 10 times more alkaline. When you go to the next up, it's 100 times more alkaline. The next time you go up a step, it's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. This water here, the purple, compared to this, is 1,000,000 times more alkaline. Very, very powerful change of the water. And the unit's absolutely doing that. You don't have to spend a lot of money on an electric ionizer to get that benefit. Now, what I like to share is I poured some water here, which is our velaqua water, and what is the benefit for my body? It's not just about these bottled waters are acidic. It's like, how can this water benefit the health of my being? And what I like to share is that when you drink this water, you can kind of have your cake and eat it too. You can kind of eat a little bit more of an acidic diet, like, or at least make mistakes sometimes, and this water will help balance it out. Now, if you eat really well, this will only take you into a even more healthy state. So when you start drinking this water, think of these waters here kind of like your body. Maybe you're a little bit acidic. If you eat very, very well, you're going to be more in this range here. And if you eat poorly, you're going to be more in this range in your acidity. So as you drink this water, it kind of helps balance you. And you'll see here, notice the agent's already in the water. So what we're doing is showing how it transforms the water to being more alkaline, which is towards the purple. It's actually a miracle. You can actually just see this right for yourself. It's taking these to become more alkaline, just like it'll do inside your body. Now, soda is so acidic that it takes 30 cups of the alkaline water to transform it. And I'll show you. It's just a little bit, farther down that scale is a lot. Even 1 point farther is 10 times more acidic. It takes a lot to transform that. It takes literally 30 glasses of alkaline water to transform 1 glass of soda to a place of bringing it up to an alkaline state. So that's the first test. This unit absolutely alkalizes. Our basic unit will get you about 8.5, 8.0 alkaline water, which is great for everyday use. This booster kit, what I really like about it is that when you're sick or you want to do a cleanse, you can just drop this into the bottom and get much stronger alkaline water. And for everyday use, I like using just the blue water without the booster kit. But if I get sick or I'm dealing with a very serious issue and I want to get much more alkaline or do a cleanse, I drop this in and then I get very deep purple water. The second test that I'd like to show is called ORP, and that's oxidation reduction potential. And oxidation reduction potential measures how many electrons are in the water. I'm going to turn this meter on and we'll get that warmed up. It's getting cooking here. And let's pour a little water. I have tap water here, and I'm going to pour in this, on this side here, a little tap water. And on the other side, I'm going to take straight from the machine, from our full machine, with the ring, the booster kit in it, some water. And we'll put that right here. And I'm going to measure the negative ORP of the water. This is a nice meter, and basically this is the tap water. We're going to measure this first. And let's see what that is. I'll just hold it here. And you can see in the reading here, it's about 266, 277 positive ORP. That means it's positively charged, about 200 up. We're 272 now. So I'm going to take this water, the meter, and put it in our alkaline ionized water. And you'll see immediately it starts to change and drop. We're in, let's see, where are we right now? It's hard to read. It's in the negatives, and we're in negative 353 right now. If you can see right there, 355. That's literally almost a 600-point drop from the positive to the negative. That's a huge drop in oxidation reduction potential. And I hope you can read that on there. So what we do is we create negative ORP water, which is oxidation reduction potential. And what that means is that the water literally adds electrons to your body. What's happening when you hear about free radical damage, and a lot of people take supplements for stopping free radical damage, there's nothing more powerful than taking the antioxidant water. Basically, it's the negative ORP. When you get that kind of reading, it literally adds electrons so that as oxidation happens, those electrons aren't leaving your body. They're basically being replaced, and the utilization of the negative ORP water is the electrons are getting used. They're almost like decoys in your system. So when an electron needs to be stolen, it can be more readily stolen from the water than out of your cell. It's actually kind of like what makes a nail rust. When a nail rusts in water, it's losing electrons. By having these electrons available, basically a nail won't rust in this water. As long as it's negatively charged, the electrons protect it from losing its electrons. So it's probably the most profound anti-aging product that you'll ever take. So you're alkalizing your body, You're stopping free radical damage from happening so fast. Amazing water. And this unit absolutely makes negative ORP and purple water. We've seen that. The next thing I like to show is about microclustering. When you have regular water, the molecules of the water actually are quite big, the clusters. And when you ionize and alkalize the water, it changes the structure so that you have smaller clusters of water, and the smaller clusters are able to permeate your cells and they flush out all the toxins. So it's a great product for cleansing the body all the time and bringing oxygen into the body. And one of the ways we show it is we put some water, and I did this ahead of time because it takes a little bit of time, and we take some tomatoes. These are not organic, they're just store-bought tomatoes that are just kind of the regular ones from the supermarket. And I put, this is the alkaline water, which is the velaqua water, and this is tap water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour off this, and you'll see that by just soaking the tomatoes in regular tap water, you can see against the white background there, that it changed the color a little bit. And when you pour off the water from the one soaking in the velaqua, look how much of the dirt and toxins it took off and the pesticides. I like to soak all my vegetables and fruits in this water. It totally cleans them. It actually makes them taste much better. When you taste the two different tomatoes, they taste like night and day, the difference of them. And you can make all your food a lot more healthy by soaking it for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes in our alkaline ionized water. And because it's microclustered, which this shows, it can pull dirt off, but it can also permeate our cells better in the same way and cleanse our body. It's amazing. It goes in and pulls all the toxins out, and then you eliminate them, and your body is a lot more healthy. Another test that I like to run is this ion meter. And this ion meter I'm going to turn on. And part of our filter, what I showed originally, was this disc. And this disc, which is made out of ceramics, they are able to infuse it with ions. They can give it a charge, which is amazing at the factory. And if you've ever been at a waterfall in nature, if you measure the ions, the negative ions coming off a waterfall, I think everyone's been to a waterfall and felt how powerfully electrically alive it is. I call it like a living water as opposed to water sitting in a lake. It's a waterfall. It has energy. Well, that energy is negative ions. This meter, which is about a $2,400 meter, it's expensive. It's kind of like a Geiger counter. I'm going to turn it on, and it takes a second. And when you measure a waterfall, it's about 4,000 negative ions on the meter. And so what I'm going to do is measure what this has in terms of negative ions. And if you can hear, I'm going to put it right next to the mic, you'll be able to kind of hear, it's like a Geiger counter. That means there's a lot of negative ions. You can hear it, and then we'll get a reading in a minute. And if it's close to 4,000, then we have the same frequency and energy that you're going to experience from a waterfall. And because it takes about an hour to move through this filter, the reading here is 3,839. That's very close to a waterfall. Like waterfalls vary, of course, but around 4,000. So we're imprinting the water with what I call the information or energetics of a waterfall, of the negative ions that it produces. No other unit, even the $4,000 units, do that. So for a very modest price, you can get the alkaline of the water, you can get the purification of the water, you can get the negative ORP and these electrons. It's an amazing unit for the value, for the price that you're going to pay for it. The last test that I'd like to show is that it actually starts to purify the water. So if we take a little tap water, which is this, and I pour it in here, and I take some of the velaqua water, and I pour it in here, and these are some chlorine drops that I have. Oops, these are not the chlorine drops. These are the chlorine drops. If it's got chlorine present in the water, it'll turn yellow. This is kind of something people test pools with. And if it doesn't change color, it means that it's taken the chlorine out of the water. And because we have carbon and zeolite, zeolite's one of the best materials for removing nuclear waste, by the way. That's what they brought to Chernobyl. When Chernobyl went off, they dumped zeolite on it. It absorbs nuclear waste. And with a lot of more nuclear waste in the environment, having a filter with zeolite in it is a real benefit. It has carbon and other things. The ceramic takes out the microflora, by the way, all the bacteria. The carbon and the zeolite and other proprietary things purifies the water. And of course, the rare minerals that we have in there alkalizes and ionizes the water. As you can see here, the tap water turns yellow and ours stays clear. And that's pretty much the whole process. Fabulous unit. I have one myself. I use it. It's so simple. As a matter of fact, it's so reasonable. I have two of them. I have one in my kitchen, and then I have one up in my bedroom because I can just put water from the tap and from the bathroom in it. It's so easy. They fit in offices, anywhere. You don't need plumbing to make them work. You can have it in a teepee. You can have it anywhere you live. They're great units, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.